Now basically the task relationship types we covered in the previous training video, and those 4 types are finish to start, start to finish, start to start, and finish to finish. What I want to do here is that after you've linked your tasks up, by default, the project's going to have the finish to start. Again, the relationship meaning that before this task can start, its predecessor must finish. Once it's finished, then go to this task. Once that's finished, go to the next one, and so on. Well, let's do a couple of things here. Let's pretend that we've got a new task we need to do. How's it going to affect our links or our relationships if we insert a task, like let's say in the middle of all these tasks here? I'm going to go ahead and select the development summary phase, hit insert, and then let's type in and hit enter. Review with SME or subject matter expert. So logically, when we create our outline, we have a review with the SME. Then when we modify it, then we have another review to make sure the modifications are acceptable. Let me go ahead and type in 1 day and hit enter. In any case, the whole purpose being is that when we insert something in between all these relationships, look what it does over here in the Gantt chart. It actually continues on with the link. It accepts it as its own. It doesn't break the relationship and say, hey, who's this person here in our family? Let's go ahead and bring them in and then continue on linking to the next task. Okay, now to change a relationship. I'm looking at the modify outline. Remember the relationship sentence, or the sentence that I gave you to help you determine task relationship. Select your task and say these words. The predecessor, or the one above the one that I selected, must blank before this task can blank. Double click on it, open it up. On the predecessors tab, you got the relationship type. And again, who's the predecessor to this task right here, modify outline? You can see it, modify outline here. Well, instead of moving this thing around and trying to find out who its predecessor is, just look down below. It says right here, to this task, its predecessor is review with subject matter experts. And again, keeping that sentence in mind, if it's a finish to start relationship, it's saying this task right here must finish before its predecessor, this task here, can start. Well, I'm going to go ahead and show you how to change that, and let's do a start to start relationship. And now before I go ahead and click OK, because this task, the modify outline, is going to start at the same time as its predecessor, notice the duration of the project is 49 days. Because they're going to be starting at the same time, it's going to cut it back. How many days? Well, 1, because the duration of this task is 1 day and its predecessor is also 1 day. So if we start them at the same time, then they'll both complete at the same time, thereby instead of 2 days, saving us 1 day because we can complete both in 1 day. Now let's see if this makes sense. I want to start. Let me go ahead and click OK. So it's 49 days, click OK. Now it's 48 because both of these are starting at the same time. Well, how do you know? You can go over here in the Gantt chart and you can see that the predecessor here is going to start at the same time and the arrow's going around this way instead of over and around that way. So it's saying this is a start to start relationship here. Now let's see if this makes sense. We're looking at these two. So these two are going to both start at the same time. Again, does it make sense? When I'm reviewing the outline that we created above with the subject matter expert, he's going to suggest changes and therefore I'm going to modify it. So basically, I've got a meeting that's going to start at, let's say, 8 o'clock to review the outline with the SME. At the same time I'm reviewing it, I can start modifying the outline as he's sitting there talking and going over the outline with me. I can go through with red pen. So yes, basically I can start modifying at the same time I'm reviewing the basic outline as we created above with the subject matter expert. So that makes sense. Also keep in mind, not only is the duration of the project shortened by 1 day, but also the summary task for the outline phase is going to be shortened. Well, what was it before? If I haven't clicked saved, I can hit the undo button. You can see it was originally 5 days. When I click go ahead and redo and change that relationship between the two tasks from a finish to start to start to start, then it goes down 1 day, 4 days. You can also do the same thing and see how it affects the project's end date, which is October the 8th. Again, undo. It was October the 9th, but since these are going to be starting at the same time, it's now October the 8th. So as long as you don't save, click on the save button, you can do your undos and redos to see how the project's moving along. And of course, you can always save a backup if you're not sure about your ability to undo, redo, and save at odd times. Also, one last thing is that you can edit your relationships on the thin line in the Gantt chart. See that little thin line start to start here because it's coming around this way? If you're good at it, you can hover over it and double click really fast. And there we go, you can modify it there as well. Thanks for watching. Hey, as a quick reminder, if you like my video, please give it a thumbs up. You can also click on me and subscribe to my channel, get notified of the latest videos, and for only $2 a month, you can have access to all my Microsoft Office training videos.